So, you're an oldest daughter, and you probably grew up with a lot of responsibility. And I'm guessing that dynamic in your life is affecting your love life in a lot of ways. The reason I say that is because I'm an oldest daughter, and there was a lot of responsibilities that were expected of me. I was expected to grow up fast, and as a result, I became very masculine in the way that I presented my emotions, how I related to other people, especially to men. And as a result, I was not attracting the men that I wanted in my life. I wasn't attracting masculine men. Even after I attracted my masculine husband that I'm married to today for 7 years, we went through a really rough time. When we first met, I was really in my feminine. I was going with the flow, trusting God and the universe with all that was presented to me. And then when we got married, that kind of all went away. I needed to make money, and we needed to provide for our family and the growing family that we had. So I started to get serious about money and finances and what our life looked like. And as a result, I was expecting so much from my husband, and I was doing it in a way that was not communicating love, warmth, nurture that would inspire him to be the provider man that I wanted him to be. And so as a result, he kind of took a step back, took a step away from me in a metaphorical sense. And that was a really uncomfortable time for me. And it was really frustrating because I thought that I needed to keep pushing him to get him to where I wanted him to be. But today I'm going to teach you how that's not only hurtful to your relationship, but how you can actually step into your feminine energy and transform your mindset from where you were as a child and transform yourself into the feminine person, woman that you naturally are. We've just been indoctrinated, programmed as children to believe that we need to do and act and be in order to make our environment safe for us and those around us. So I noticed this in my daughter. She started to really crave responsibility and taking care of things and finding pleasure in getting things done around the house for love. She started to kind of forsake the things that actually made her happy a year or two ago. And that really scared me because I don't want her to grow up fast like I did. So I'm trying to figure out, what is it that I'm doing? What is it that she's doing that makes her feel like she needs to grow up really fast? And what I realized was that I wasn't being present enough for her to have fun and to dance and just enjoy being a little kid. It was so cute because like a year or two ago, she would put on shows and dance, and she still does that a little bit from time to time, but she used to do it almost every day. And it was so cute because she would get dressed up and be really excited to put on this show and just jam out to music. But I think she's done that less because she's realized it's not as realistic as we can possibly just entertain her dancing all day, listening to really loud music all day long. And that's not exactly a pleasantry for her brother either. I was trying to figure out for myself, when did I stop having fun? And when did I start making responsibility a bigger priority than just enjoying life? And I could recall a lot of scenarios where I did that. But the biggest thing that I realized was that I was putting myself in a position of self-deprecation. I was making myself feel like I wasn't enough, I wasn't doing enough, I wasn't being enough if I wasn't getting things done and I didn't have a to-do list and I wasn't checking off everything that I needed to possibly fit into a day. If I wasn't getting those things done, I felt like I wasn't enough. And as a result, that drove me to be this masculine centered person. And then as a result of that, I'm constantly in my head, overwhelmed, stressed out, and everyone around me is not benefiting from this crazed energy that I'm presenting. Because what a family needs, what their partner needs in a woman is their femininity, their flow, that soft, feminine being nature allows other people to heal. It allows them to feel connected with themselves and with the universe and with each other. It's so powerful, and I negated it for so long. And it's because I was making this priority of needing to get things done over just realizing that me and myself alone is quite enough for my family, for me, and for anything that I want to pursue in my life that would make me happy. So I'm sure that you can relate as an oldest daughter. You were probably the mini parent, and you strove for perfectionism that I had, to be seen, heard, and valued. And it was not being met. And then I think subconsciously, if I was emotional and overdramatic, then at least somebody would look at me. And I see that a lot in older daughters. So they do anything they can to get that attention, but they're overly responsible and they're stressed out. This scenario just worsens over time. It doesn't get better until you become aware of it. And that's what I'm here to help you do, is to help you become aware that this has happened. This is not something that is never going to change about you. It's just something that you need to be aware of, because if you don't know, if you don't realize, the first 7 years of your life are your programming years, where, like, think about a computer, a brand new computer. It doesn't have Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or the internet. You have to download all of those software in order to actually use the computer. So from the ages of 0 to 7, we're downloading all these programs, all this information from the outside world, from our family and society, that help us to relate with the world and understand it. That becomes a part of us. And then as a result, who we are after 7 is kind of set in stone, unless you tap into the subconscious part of you and reprogram it. I've done a lot of this work in my life in the past 3 to 4 years. And I'm telling you what, it works. It's transformative. It's called inner work. And it's so important to do, because everyone has traumas, wounds from their childhood that they accumulated and that they need to transform and transmute in order to evolve and grow as a person and become the person that you desire to be. Because I have a feeling you probably see some areas in your life that need growth. So awareness is 80% of the change. So when you start to become aware of these cycles that you have in your life, then you can start to change them little by little by telling yourself, affirming to yourself, you don't need to do these things. You don't need to get these things done in a day in order to feel worthy. I am already worthy, whole and complete, just as I am. And saying this one time is probably not going to be effective, but saying it over and over to yourself every single day, you're going to start to reprogram your subconscious to then believe and look for confirmation of who you have become, who you're believing yourself to be. So you're going to attract into your life things that feel easier for you, things that make you feel worthy and seen, heard, and valued when you start to affirm. But you have to do that first for yourself. I think the biggest problem that we have as oldest daughters is that because we're so in our head and in that masculine energy, and to clarify, masculine energy is in the head. The feminine energy is in the gut. And so when we are all in our heads about what we need to do, how we're not being enough, what's the next thing on my list, instead of coming from our gut, like feeling, what do I feel like doing next? Sitting on the couch. Oh yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do that. Or let's watch our kids play. Let's just do that. Like, not, but I need to get this thing done. And sometimes there's a time and a place for your masculine and your feminine, right? You have to have both to have a healthy, balanced life. But constantly being in your head and constantly being in your masculine energy is going to present this stressed out, anxious energy that nobody wants to be around. If you think about how to balance your energy as a woman, you want to use the 80-20 rule. So 80% of your day, you want to be in your feminine energy. You want to flow, you want to be, you want to just exist and go with the flow of life. The rest of the day, the 20% of the day, 20% of your energy needs to be used in the masculine. And that is very challenging being a mother. So if you're a mother, give yourself grace and try to work towards getting closer to that 80-20 ratio. But just know, I mean, even me today, after working on my feminine energy for years and years, I'm still not in that place of the 80-20 where I'd like to be. But there's always room for improvement, always room for growth. So I found a really cool trick to get us out of the masculine mental state and into our feminine embodied state. The way that you get into your gut is by connecting to your body. So getting out of the head is connecting to your body. When you're working out, when you're moving, you are more in your feminine and connected to that energy. And what really helps me escape from my thoughts is music, happy, loud music. So what I like to do is I go on a walk, and I like to go on walks every day. I try to get like 10,000 steps in a day. And I just blast music that makes me feel like dancing. And so if I feel like dancing, I do it. I don't care who's watching, and it makes me feel so good. I'm smiling ear to ear. And this energy that I've created, that I've built up in my walk, I bring it home with me, and it allows me to be more receptive to my husband, be more receptive to my children, and allow them to come to me and be nurtured by me, and be patient enough to hear what they're crying about, what's going on, and to figure it out for them and help them work through it. And to also not be in a state of, oh, I need to do, I need to fix, I need to be, and just being in this happy energy of realizing that that's what life is about. It's about enjoying it and not needing to get things done all the time. There's a time and a place for all of it. And remember this, your worth isn't tied to what you do. It's tied to who you are. So who are you being on a daily basis? Are you happy? Are you having fun? Are you nurturing and loving and this presence that people crave? Because that is beauty. That is transcendence of these energies that we've accumulated as children. So I would really encourage you to just create actionable space and time throughout your day, or just a chunk of time in a day where you can really blast music and dance and move your body and feel the energy of the happiness that's already inside of you, the glow that's already there, and just bringing it to the surface, right? It won't come natural at first, but working on it and making it a habit every day, and maybe starting small and incrementally adding the amount of time that you do it, is going to produce results for you that you couldn't have imagined before. And the reason that I said that this affects your love life, just this masculine focused state, is because if you are attracted to or married to masculine man, they are going to want that feminine balance from you. It's about polarities. It's about balancing those polarities. So he's going to want you to be in your 80-20. So if he's in his 80-20, 80% masculine, 20% feminine, he's going to want you to be the opposite. He's going to want you to be in your 80% feminine, 20% masculine. If not, you guys are going to butt heads constantly. You're going to be arguing and fighting and kind of competing for the role that each other has, that each other is trying to be in. And you see how that doesn't work? That's not a compatible relationship. But all hope is not lost whatsoever. As long as you are being authentically who you believe you are, and you are tapping into your most fulfilled state, then the man that you are attracted to, the man that you're married to, is going to align to that energy as well. He's going to be able to step into his masculine provider state and be able to take the trash out for you without asking. He's going to want to buy you flowers. He's going to want to work hard for you. He's going to want to be with you and surrounded by you. He's going to want to spend time in your presence. All of these things are going to benefit your love life because you put in the effort to do the inner work, to transform your life, and to be connected to your feminine energy. So thank you for watching. And if you felt like this was beneficial to you, please send it to another oldest daughter who needs to hear this message. I feel like it's so important for us oldest daughters to band together and to do our inner work to transform those wounds that we accumulated as children, and to step into the power and the authenticity of our feminine nature that brings about the birthright that we have. So thank you again, and I hope you have a blessed day.